Good day. I am NESTOR Sayson Jr. from Camarines Polytechnic College's BSS 2B. So we are tasked to create and design a Python program for the given research problems. The first problem is policemen and thieves using linear search. So we create and edit the program using Tony compiler. So let's start. First, we define a function that will return a value of number of thieves or thief that will catch a policeman or police. First, we initialize the current lowest indices of policeman in police and thieves in thief variable as -1 and also the result as 0. Then we create a loop to find the lowest index of policeman. If the condition is true, here is the condition, then the current I value is now the value of police and break to stop the loop. The condition is that if the index in an array is equal to p, then the condition is true, otherwise the condition is false. Then initialize the police as I, then break it. Then create a loop to find the lowest index of thief. The condition is that if the index I in an array is equal to t, then the condition is true, otherwise the condition is false. If true, then the current value of I is now the value of thief. Break to stop the loop. Next, the lowest index of either policeman or thief remain -1, then return 0. Then we create a loop with condition that while the police and thief is less than the value of n, which is the length of one array, then it will continue the loop. Then if the absolute value of the difference between the value of police and thief is less than or equal to k is means or equal to units away from the policeman, then increment the current value of police by 1. While loop with condition that while the police is less than the length of an array or n, and the current value of index police in an array is not equal to p, then increment the current value by 1. Then increment the current value of thief by 1 also. After the loop. Then create a loop with condition that while the thief is less than the length of an array or n, and the current value of index thief in an array is not equal to t, then increment the current value by 1. Then after the loop, increment the current value of result by 1. Next, increment the current minimum police and thief to the next policeman order found. If the value of thief is less than to the value of police, then increment 1 to the thief. Then loop that while the thief is less than the length of an array or the n, and the current value of index thief in an array is not equal to t, then increment the current value of police by 1. Current value of thief by 1. Else, increment 1 to the police and create a loop with condition that while the police is less than to the length of an array or the n, and the current value of index police in an array is not equal to p, then increment the police by 1. Then lastly, return the value of result to the function. So start of the program. Create a list or array that will store all the total maximum number of thieves that can be caught, and name it to total caught on grid. Then as the user for number of test case, the user will input here of integer to for the number of test case. Then create a for loop to loop the number of test case or test cases that inputted of the user. Then ask the user to input for n means number of lines and k means the number of units away from the policeman. Then create a for loop to loop the number of lines that input of the user, then initialize the total cost to 0. Then the user will input either T or P. T means thieves and P for policemen. Then initialize n as the length of an array. Then add to add the number of thieves that can be caught by the policeman. Lastly, append the total cost to the total cost on grid list. Then print all the maximum number of thieves that can be caught in the grid. So upon running the program, the user will input the number of test cases. So for example, 5. Then for each test case, the user will input 2 separated integers for n and k. For example, 3 and 1. Then the next input is the n lines, which is the n is separated characters, which is the T or P means thieves, thief or police. So for example, P, T, P, T, thief, thief, and policeman. So next test case is 3, 2, 3, 2, T, thief, police, police, thief, P, T, T, P. Next test case is, for example, 4 and 1. T, T, P, T, P, T, P, T, T, P, P, T, and P, P, T, T. For the next test case is 2 and 2. For example, T, 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 and P, P. For the last test case is 5 and 3. Example, P, T, P, P, T, P, T, T, P, T, P, P, T, P, T, P, T, P, T, P, P, T, plus T, T, and P. So the output is 3, 5, 6, 0, and 12. For test case number 1, the total thieves is 5. Then, the number of thieves reachable by policemen in a row 1 is 1. For row 2 is 2. And for row 3 is 1. However, one policeman can catch at most one thief, hence, in row 2, only one thief is catchable. Therefore, the 3 thieves can be caught. Kaya, 3 po yung output dito. Ganun din po yung mga sumunod na explanation. So, thank you. God bless.